welcome to a live with Brooke the cook on No Ordinary Woman. If you had just seen the couple of minutes that we just had there trying to work out the technology behind doing this, it was kind of hilarious actually, and I kind of wish you had seen it because it's like, I'm a techno moron. And
Me too.
And I'm like, what button do we click? What button do we click? And I thought, if this is actually live already, then this is hilarious. But anyway, this is the gorgeous Brooke, and you may remember Brooke from an interview that we did on No Ordinary Woman on the YouTube channel. And Brooke, thank you for coming.
Oh, my pleasure. I am ready for action.
We are live from the No Ordinary Woman kitchen. And at no point am I going to turn this into a cooking show because I don't cook. That's why Brooke is here. But Brooke has been cooking meals for the community that has been, well, pretty much devastated by the recent storms.
Windstorms.
Tell us a bit about that before we start doing this.
Yeah, so quite remarkably, and we've all heard in the media about the storms that have devastated the Dandenongs, but I live in a place called Mooroolbark, and there is just local suburbs like Mount Evelyn and Lilydale that are also without power. And so there's some great help out there, and the community is really coming together and being able to support people in this crisis.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm just figuring I may as well use my gifting and invite people into that space as well.
Yeah.
And so we've been able to, through Brooke the Cook, invite people in to be able to make meals or to be able to contribute to making of the meals.
Yeah.
And then sending out hot meals to people
Yeah,
because the practicalities of actually heating things or storing things are just not there.
So they don't have power. They have no fridges
power.
and power.
Yeah.
So cook. Brooke has been cooking with some of the other community members some fresh food and delivering it fresh. So that's just been absolutely amazing, and I'm sure everyone appreciates it. But we were saying before that you sort of think, oh my gosh, after COVID and lockdown and now this, like what more can happen? But Brooke has pointed out some of the blessings that have happened because of this, because a lot of us have sort of been stuck in lockdown and we weren't able to help each other and come alongside each other. And this is actually, and some of us got really comfortable at home and kind of feeling a bit stuck. And this storm, as tragic as it has been, has really brought everybody back out again and brought everyone together again. And you can see the blessing in the difficulty of this, can't you? Because people are like coming together with, what sort of things have you seen people do?
Yeah. So people are taking generators, there's people who are opening up their homes to help look after children, there's been people who have opened their homes to let people come and shower, there's been lots of food support, there has just been an outpouring of community spirit, and it just affirms to me, because one of my greatest sayings is the joy is in the giving. And you know, people being able to use their giftings, whatever that may be. So there's a story about a power line that was across somebody's house, and the old man had to come and pull the power line up to let his wife out each day. But then somebody said, I can build you a fort that will hold the power line up until it's fixed. And so, you know, just somebody using their gifting for this one person has brought this incredible joy to that family, to the person who is receiving that. Because what I know is that a hormone gets released in our brains called oxytocin when we give. And so this is a
happy hormone.
So it's kind of, as a community at the moment, out our way is just spectacular to watch people jumping on board in their giftings. You don't have to do a lot, but you can do a little. And so mine is just a little that I've been able to do, but it's utilising my giftings, and other people, you know, have been able to support me in that with their giftings as well. So we've got somebody who loves baking, and she's been able to do some baking, and we get that to some of our local families.
And people are rocking up with chainsaws. I know another lady that I know drove down there with a friend and some chainsaws to chop up trees. So it really is beautiful just watching, after all of us being separated and not being able to come together, is being able to watch people come together and really just look after each other again. And like you said, it releases all those good, happy hormones and makes us feel good. And I think it's because we're meant to live in community. We're meant to do things alongside each other. We're meant to help each other and, above all, share our gifts. And Brookie's gift is cooking. And guess what? Cooking is not my gift. And I don't really enjoy it, but that's okay. I came to peace with that a long time ago. But Brooke is going to show me how to make she's going to show us how to make a slice that even I can do. So what are we doing today? This is for people that think they can't cook, but maybe want to do something for themselves or family.
So this one is a 4-ingredient slice, right? It can also be made into biscuits as well, but we'll talk through that. But you cannot, well, I think you can't fail with this one. It's a hit. It's always the kids demolish it. Anytime I take it anywhere, it goes very, very quickly and people always comment on it. And it's cooked really quickly, which is what you want. You don't want it to be too complicated.
I don't.
So it is a choc chip slice. But you can actually make this same recipe into biscuits as well. And I'm
going to move you closer, closer to them and me for the
And so in thinking about that there's school holidays coming up soon, the kids could even make this recipe and add their own little things to it, such as M&Ms or fruit or cranberries and white chocolate. But today we'll keep it really simple, go the chocolate slice. I won't overcomplicate things, but that's just some ideas or some inspiration for some other things. So in our bowl, we start off with 230 grams of butter, which we are going to melt. So Fiona is capable of doing that.
You're lovely assistant.
We're going to share the load.
Do you know why Fiona's able to do it? She's got a buttermelt button.
Oh, I got mine done really quickly. And our next thing that's going to go into that who don't really know, just 1 cup of brown sugar into the melted butter, and it's going to require a little bit of love to stir in that brown sugar, but I'll show you as we go. And so I've already lined a slice container like so to put this in, but if you were making biscuits, you just have a flat tray and you would roll them size of a walnut, because they do expand a bit. And you can, with this exact same recipe, make choc chip biscuits.
Cool.
And that would just go on a flat tray. So just so you know.
So, Brookie, normally your gift is cooking while we're melting this, and you are just such a beautiful human being. I love that. Well, apart from just you also go to people's houses and just cook with them, people that are maybe suffering from mental health issues or just having a hard time. You just go and show up and cook with them, don't you?
So it's actually proved to be a brilliant way to walk alongside people. So I have been incredibly blessed to be able to make a job out of Brooke the Cook, and to be able to go into people's homes and inspire them, connect with them, and empower them in a cooking space. So we will often choose a menu together, or things that they'd like to have a go at cooking, or things that they just want to see or watch be cooked. For themselves or for their family as well.
And someone to hang out with, right?
Absolutely. And so instead of sitting with, I've got a bit of experience with counselling, and you can often sit across from a person and they've got to look directly in your eye and they talk.
It can be a bit awkward if you're not in a really great space to begin with.
So this cooking alongside each other, ongoing, the conversations and the relationships and connections that get made are quite remarkable.
I completely agree with that. Am I too melted?
No, I want it more melted.
More melted?
Please.
Okay. So while I'm melting it some more and trying not to get it on my clothes, what got you started in this? Was there something did it just happen, or was it intentional? How did you start doing this?
So, what happened for me personally was about 3 years ago, I was driving down a road and I had this moment where I was like, and I thought, that's a really cool name, because I've always loved cooking, I've always loved hospitality, and thought, I want to be Brooke the Cook, and how could I make that happen? And so I had this idea about just going into people's homes like a cleaner would, and providing them with not a cleaning service but a cooking service. So they'd arrive home from work, all their food would be in their fridge, labelled, ready to go.
Oh wow.
Brilliant idea, but as I checked in with myself, I realised that I actually wouldn't like to work independently.
Yeah.
I need people.
Yeah.
And so I had to, let go of that for the time being. Now, I didn't know that it was going to spring back to life at this point.
Yeah.
And so in the last probably 6 to 8 months, I have, I've been running my own Brooke the Cook Facebook page where I just put basic, budget-friendly, simple recipe ideas. So somebody like Fiona or who doesn't necessarily cook could easily cook these meals. They're not complicated. That's what I think anyway. So I have had some people say, oh no, I get lost after the first 3 minutes. So sometimes people learn by having somebody right next to them, and so it doesn't work for everybody. But through that, there was opportunity then to put it out there if people wanted me to come into their homes. And
that's unreal, because I learn by doing. I'm a practical and tactical learner.
All right.
Now, do you want this?
Yep, we can use that. So we've just melted the butter. Fiona has done a magnificent job.
I'm practically a chef.
Right? And into that butter, which you can see, we're going to put the brown sugar. And Fiona, I'm going to get you to stir. So I'm just going to show you what we're trying to do is just get it all stirred around. And we want to create a thickness.
Okay.
With that.
Like a syrupy type.
So more like a caramel.
Ooh.
Yeah, more like a caramel. But we just want all the butter mixed in with the sugar, ideally.
What happens if it accidentally falls in my mouth?
Well, you won't really like it because it'll be very, very sweet. Yeah. I mean, you could try it by all means.
No, that's okay.
And, you know, there's no perfect way of doing this. I like to make it quite thick and all mixed in. But, you know, if it all went in together, it still would be the same ingredients and you would still get a nice cake or nice slice. But to make them perfect, or close to perfect, this is just how we'll get
one at a time. How's that?
So keep going. We just want to thicken it right up. So give it a bit of muscle.
Okay. And so while I'm stirring this and making it just amazing, because I'm such a really good cook, is there any way that we can help the community out there in the Dandenongs and southeast Melbourne, either through you or through other avenues? What can we do to help?
Yeah, so there's some brilliant hubs set up at the moment in Kalorama, in Alinda and Mombok, I believe, and from those hubs, food is being able, because you can't actually get through, is going out to the people up in the hills. What I guess my concentration has been is those who live in my neighbourhood that are very local, like 7 minutes down the road, who are still, as I stand here today, are still without power.
Oh gosh, that's been a week now, hasn't it?
It's been over a week actually, and so one actually had a tree go through her house, so that then proves that there's not going to be power there for quite some time. So she's moved out, but still, you know, has gone through quite a hard time and will need support ongoing with, you know, just, when you've gone through such a trauma, to have food, and one thing that you don't have to think about is going to be great for her. So we'll support her ongoing once she gets settled in her new home. And there's 2 other families that I'm aware of that are still without power. And just making do. Now, so they're the immediate needs, and if there was extra needs, there is these hubs which you could easily find, and
like on Facebook or something. As like, how can I?
And different people are taking up food, and obviously hot meals is where I feel I can help, because people don't have the ability to be able to reheat or store these. But different people are baking. Yesterday I heard about a coffee van going out and into the hills and being able to support the volunteers and stuff. So there's just been really cool things that people are thinking outside the box. What can I do with my giftings or with my skills or with my things that I have to be able to help?
What have I got? Wow, that's so nice. And what about if we wanted to, like if anyone's watching and wanted to supply you with some food to cook and take to them? Just contact you on Brooke the Cook? Absolutely.
That would be great. If you contact me on Brooke the Cook, on my Facebook page.
Yep.
I can respond to that as the needs present.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'll leave a link in the comments. So after this live, not everyone can watch it live, and also a lot of people are working. If you're watching this later, in the comments below, I'll leave a link to Brooke the Cook's page. How's that?
I'm going to steal it from you now. So that is well done. So we've got a bit of thickness now with that mixture. So it's all sturdy.
Smells great.
And to that, we're just going to add our 2 cups of self-raising flour. Now, I'm not a sifter because I like to do things quick and easy. A lot of people will say, you need to sift flours, and I don't know why I need to put on that voice.
You need to sift your flour.
But I don't
because
ever
people are usually judging you when they say you need to sift your flour.
I've managed to make slices, cakes, everything without sifting, and it survived. And look, it just takes the complexities out of it and that. So just pour it in. So I'm just pouring it in a bit slowly just to get it stirred around.
She's also a little bit messy.
I'm very messy.
Just saying.
It's called creativity.
It's a bit like, it is. Do you know what? If you can't make a mess when you're cooking, you're not having fun. Because are you too worried about keeping it all nice and neat? You know why kids make such a mess when they're cooking? Because they're having a great time.
Yeah.
And I think making a mess is part of the fun, isn't it?
Making a mess, yep.
And you can always clean it up later.
The best bit is when you have somebody else to clean it up after you.
Oh yeah,
that doesn't always happen.
Which is what I'll be doing because Brooke's doing the work, so I'll clean up after. I'm more happy to clean up after someone else cooks than I am to cook. And my husband does a lot of, well, I mean, I do the day-to-day cooking because he works longer hours and it'd just be mean for me to get home early and then make him cook. But he's the one that makes all the interesting stuff. So my husband has got this newfound passion for ice cream and he bought a new ice cream maker. So he makes the best cheesecakes and he's tested some ice creams and sorbets, but he's also the sauce king. So anything sauce or casserole, pies, all that sort of stuff. He makes this beautiful stuff. But then he also likes to have fun and make a mess. And I clean that up after it. And so, but still, I'm still happy because I don't have to cook.
So what you'll see is I have a dough, what looks like a dough now. And into that we're just going to, I just use these. You can use dark chocolate. You could use dark milk and white chocolate and make it like a triple choc.
Yep.
But into this mixture you could also add fruit instead, or like I said, M&Ms or cranberries and white chocolate. A whole lot of variety.
Just want to make sure they're okay. Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, chocolate
in my mouth. Nom, nom, nom.
So what you need to know about this, and I'll just show you, if you were making biscuits with it, I would use smaller choc chips. If you were, just because this will only end up having one chocolate in it otherwise. But I'm just stirring the chocolate around. But you would just grab out a mix and roll it.
Sorry, so exactly the same mixture we can use, but just make it into biscuit shapes.
Yep. Okay. And that would be a rolled ball and then popped onto the tray. But we're making a slice because it's much easier, much quicker. I have washed my hands, Fiona.
Yes.
So just so you know,
did,
if I'm leaving this with you, we are safe. All right. So this is going to go into our tray. And all it is 15 minutes in a 180 degree oven. When you pull it out, you'll see that it's really soft and you need to cut it straight away because it will harden and you will not be able to cut it.
Oh, okay.
So when it comes out of the oven, you cut it straight away and it will feel like it's not cooked. Your knife will just slide through it and you'll be a bit scared, but don't be scared. It will set in due time and it will be delicious.
Yum. So do you cut it while it's still in the tin?
You cut it while it's still in the tin, yep. So you take a big knife and then cut it into just little squares. It is quite rich, so you don't need a huge amount of it.
That's the sort of thing, because sometimes people come over unexpected and you might not have any cookies or something. You could just whip this up while they're having a cup of tea.
You could.
Love
indeed.
it. Yeah.
So good, because it's literally done in 15 minutes. And you can even, like, we've had picnics in parks with groups and stuff, and I'll quickly make this.
Yep.
Cut it up in the tin, take the tin, and it's all gooey still when people go to eat it, and they think it's a bomb.
Yum.
Little do they know that it's 4 ingredients and so simple.
But you look really impressive. See? Impress your friends. I'm going to do this now. My girlfriend, Kat, she is a baker. There's always something that she's baked in her house every time, so she doesn't need to bake it when people come over. There's always something already there. And she's given me a couple of really simple things, which I've done once.
Hey, at least you gave it a try.
I gave it a go.
So that's going into 180 degrees for 15 minutes.
All right, do you want me to pop that in there?
Pop that in there.
And we are not going to keep rolling while we wait. How long have we been on now? It's been about, there's a time, 20 minutes. So, so that's it. Stand by and we will post some photos. Both myself and Brooke will share this video to her page, but we'll post the photos when it does come out rather than make you wait 15 minutes and we'll just sit here go.
I reckon we could talk for 15 minutes quite easily.
Easily.
We won't do that to you.
Everyone that knows me out there is going, yeah, well, Fiona can, we know that much. But
anyone who knows me will be saying exactly.
So put us both together and we will never shut up. So, so there it is. So it's Brooke the cook who comes alongside people and bakes with them. Don't forget, if you haven't seen Brooke's interview on YouTube, please feel free to go back and have a look at it. It's an amazing interview. She's got such an amazing No Ordinary Woman story to share. And if you've got anything that you would like to do to contribute to the disaster area in the southeast suburbs and Dandenong Ranges in Melbourne, you can reach out to Brooke the cook and send her a message if you'd like more information, or if you'd like to send her some food or donate in some way or another, feel free to go onto her page. But thank you so much, Brookie. This is so fun.
Thank you so much. Yeah, good.
Really looking forward to eating that slice. And then come back and make dinner sometime.
Yeah, dinner.
I'm trying to get out of cooking any way I can. All right, well, thank you guys for watching either live or later on, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.